Oh, hi. Just wanted to talk about the scrap value of cell phones. There's a lot of different information out there, and well, a lot of people kind of think that cell phones, for some reason, have got a lot of precious metals in them. They do have gold and other precious metals, but they're not really anything spectacular because they're only small. Like, so this mobile phone here, the circuit board will only be maximum that big, and in a lot of cases they're even a lot smaller, and even split into two small circuit boards. But so yes, the circuit boards have gold on a lot of gold on the circuit board, but the circuit board is only very small. So there isn't as much value as some people might think. To give you an example, in scrap value, when they've processed mobile phones on large volumes, like by the ton, I can give you some basic figures. Like, for instance, from one ton of cell phones, they're getting about $10,000 per ton. Some a little bit more, 12,000, maybe even up to 15,000. It just depends on the company that actually refines them. But smaller companies and backyard refiners, the maximum you're going to probably get is $10,000 per ton of mobile phone in precious metals. Now that equates to $10 a kilo. Okay. Now 1 kilogram of cell phones is 10 phones. So with all this in mind, it's basically saying that one cell phone is $1. That's the most scrap value, from precious metals that you're going to get from a mobile phone. And I've got a set of scales here to give you a bit of an example. Okay, so I'll just put 10 random phones, fat ones, thin ones, old ones. It's 4, 5, and some of these have had their batteries removed, but still, just to give you a bit of a picture, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh, don't know if you can see that, but it's exactly 1 kilo for 10 mobile phones. So yeah, if let me just chuck that away. So if 1 kilo of cell phones, there's 10 cell phones to a kilo, $1 each. 10 kilos, $10. 1,000 kilos, yeah. Oh, I've lost my track there, but you get the picture. So basically, a cell phone is worth $1 in scrap value. And yeah, as I said, some of them can be really pretty, and and it doesn't really matter. The older ones, obviously, this little thing is going to have a tiny little board, so it's only gold plated on the board, so you can't expect it to be much at all. And this is an old iPhone. Same deal. These might be expensive when you go and buy them brand new as phones, but you're paying for this nice little picture, and you're paying for the latest software. The phone itself really hasn't changed much. We'll just get into a little bit of it. So basically, you'll have little pins and stuff with gold plating, little plugs, not a lot. It'll be just the little ends with a tiny little bit of gold plating. On your main circuit board, obviously there's a nicer way to take these out, but I'm just showing you an example. So that's obviously a battery. There'll be a little bit of plating on the battery. Okay, so it's just those little ends here with 4 little pins. That's it. So that's gold plated. Yep, no worries. And then you got the circuit board. So on this side, well, you can see a little bit of gold plating. Now keep in mind, this is from an iPhone, so an expensive one. And the other side, just got these plates. And I'll try to... So as you can see here, there's really not much gold on this board. So, but there is, obviously, you've got all these IC chips, and this is what makes an iPhone expensive, is because, you know, it's the technology in these IC chips. So the IC chips will have a little bit of gold. There's a little tantalum capacitor here, and yeah, the board will have a little bit of gold, but really, I can show you circuit boards from so many other things that will be a lot more impressive than this. So basically, yeah, if you take out your boards and you sell your boards like this, you might get you know, a lot more per kilo, but still, if you weigh these up, it would take you quite a lot of these. You know, they weigh about 20 grams, so you're going to need, you know, 50 of them or so to get a kilo. Okay, now, so I wouldn't get excited about mobile phones and their scrap value. What I'd be doing is, you're best off trying to sell these. You know, if you can get even just $1 per mobile phone, well, it's just going to save you recovering. The only time you would recover is if you just want to you want to get as much gold as possible. You want to recover your own gold, and so, you know, you're trying to find as many circuit boards as you can to do your own processing. So okay, well, fine, you can do your own mobile phones, but just don't expect a whole lot from mobile phones. Otherwise, you know, you'll get burnt. You know, you're much better off say if you do get an accumulation of mobile phones, you're much better off to just send them, you know, just put a listing on eBay and sell a whole bunch of mobile phones to other people that, you know, that want them for parts or whatever. Like I said, even if you're getting $1 each, you're not losing. But you know, I see them selling for a lot more than $1. You know, $2 or $3 each to collectors and so on. So even an old Nokia, you know, I'm gonna have a quick little look in it. They're yeah. Okay, so you got this very thin kind of board here. Okay, so even on this old Nokia, there's not a great deal on this side, obviously. Take off these this tape. Okay, so these little contacts, they might be just a little bit of silver plating underneath copper plates. And there's your gold plating on this kind of like a mylar. Nothing much there. This LCD panel, and so yeah, you got you know, these things here. They're tantalum capacitors. You know, so there's value there. Tantalum capacitor. You got monolithic ceramic capacitors here, and behind them are tiny little thick film resistors. So they've got precious metals, you know, all over it, but it's just in such small quantities that you know, it's you know, they're okay to no problem. If you get them for free, they're fine. But you know, I see people trying to buy these to scrap and to make a profit. Then you're not really going to make much profit. You're much better off selling them. Like these, you know, the old little QWERTY keyboards, same kind of deal. You know, very heavy. If you can sell it per kilo, you're probably better off than scrapping. So same deal. You got your battery, a little bit of gold plating there. There's nothing underneath. The reason why they put that gold plating, obviously, is just the contact. The contact has to be right. Everything else won't be gold underneath. Okay, and then the other side of the contact is there. But yeah, I wouldn't get too excited about this, as I said. Okay, you can. I'm not really trying to get into them at the moment. Just wanted to sort of show you a quick little examples, but yeah, you're much better off selling these. People like to collect them. These are nice board. Yep, and I can, you can see that there's gold there, obviously, but it's only plating, and once you clean up all these items, you can process this board. Yep, and you'll get your gold, and also all the IC chips will have gold, and it's a good quality plating. But it's there you go. So you got gold plating around the edges, and that, but really not as much as some people like to think. And so, yeah, as I said, this board is very light. So once you've depopulated the board with all the chips, yeah, the gold plating is there, but you probably get more gold plating on a board from a LCD TV than you do off a mobile phone. And sure, there's some more in there and in there. So yeah, when you look at the boards, everywhere you look, there's gold, and you think, oh wow, this gold, there's gold, but it's just plating, and it's just so small. If mobile phones were 3 foot long and 4 foot wide, then they'd be unbelievable. But yeah, so my tip is, don't even bother wasting your time scrapping, because you've also, to get that dollar out, you've also got to actually process it and use your chemicals to process it. So yeah, if you need more stuff to more gold plated stuff to process, then fine, do them. If you get them for free, pick them up, build up a collection, yep, no problem. But yeah, there's don't go out and buy these. And if you've got a lot of other stuff to process for gold recovery, and you still get these, maybe just sell them. Just put them in lots of 20 or 30 and just sell them on eBay. Or put all your Nokias together, your Ericssons together, your Apples together, and all that kind of thing, and sell them like that. Because they've certainly got more value in just their collectability or their parts or whatever. So that's it. Mobile phones, yeah, not bad, but $1 each. So don't go out of your way driving around trying to pick up a few mobile phones. $1 each. They're only when you're getting tons of it, that's a different story. Then it's worth processing. But yeah, so here's another one from an old Siemens. So you can see the nice, the really nice gold plating there. But yep, by all means, I'm going to go for all of that gold. But just compared to other things, don't expect too much. And when I say $1, some can be worth up to $2, okay? But it just depends on what's on them. So once you've taken off, the gold plating is fine, but you've probably got just as much value in these IC chips, and other kinds of chips on there than you do as the gold. So it's not really just going for the gold. Processing mobile phones, you want to process everything. So you want to strip this of all the components, maybe in one of those hot sand baths, and then just process these as you would gold fingers, as you would finger strip boards from LCDs, and other circuit boards with gold plating on them. Just process them all together. All right, that's it. That's my take on mobile phones. 1 ton of mobile phones, around $10,000 recovery. $10 a kilo, $1 each. Okay, well, keep scrapping, guys, and I'll catch yous on the forum.